The moment Fred finished speaking, one of Orville's powerful men stepped forward, grabbed Fred's hair, and slapped him hard across the face.
You piece of crap! You dare to insult Mr. Hudson? Who the hell do you think you are?
After that, he turned to Elaine, slapped her hard, and yelled,
You old hag! You have the nerve to insult Mr. Hudson too? Believe me, I'll shut that mouth of yours for good.
Those words hit Fred and Elaine like a bolt of lightning. What? The man in the suit was the famous Orville Hudson of Orris Hill? And they had just been insulting him so carelessly? The thought made both their faces turn ghost white in an instant. Cold sweat drenched their clothes, and they were scared out of their minds. Fred was the first to react. He dropped to his knees right in front of Orville. Bowing his head to the ground over and over, he cried and begged, "Fifth Lord, I was wrong. I am so sorry. I was blind. I didn't recognize you. I shouldn't have said those things. These damn old folks have nothing to do with me. Please, I'm begging you, spare my life." When he finished, he stayed on his knees, slapping his own face and apologizing again. He completely broke down, crying. He never would have guessed that the backer for this scam company was the famous Orville of the Orris Hill. A man that powerful was someone he couldn't afford to cross, not even with his entire family's influence. He was filled with so much regret he wished he could just drop dead. He had just wanted to use this as a chance to do a favor for Claire's mother, hoping it would give him an in with Claire. But instead, before he got anywhere, he'd gone and offended Orville, probably sealing his own fate. If his father found out about this, he'd kill him for sure. The crowd of elderly people watched, completely shocked. They had been counting on Fred to help them get their money back. Who would have thought that a second later, he'd be on his knees begging for forgiveness from the man in the suit? And Elaine, who had been so proud just moments before, now looked completely humiliated after being slapped a few times. Orville snorted and said to his men,
"Since this guy can't keep his mouth shut, I want you to take turns giving him 10,000 slaps. Don't stop until you're done."
Fred was terrified at the thought of 10,000 slaps. He was sure they would beat him to death. Just then, one of Orville's men pointed to Elaine, who was sprawled on the ground, and asked, "Fifth Lord, what about her?" Orville glanced at Elaine with disgust and said flatly,
10,000 for her, too."
Elaine collapsed to her knees, her entire body shaking violently. She was scared to death. She had provoked Mr. Hudson. How could she possibly survive this? At that, several of his men stood up. Some grabbed Fred, and others grabbed Elaine, getting ready to start. Charlie had been watching the whole scene unfold from the crowd. When he saw his mother-in-law, a part of him didn't want to intervene. She was always so awful, she deserved a lesson. But 10,000 slaps from Orville's men? If that didn't kill her, it would at least leave her permanently injured. How could he explain that to his wife? It would completely devastate her. He knew he had no choice. He had to step in. Just as a large man raised his hand to slap Elaine's face, Charlie rushed forward and grabbed his wrist. Elaine screamed in terror, squeezing her eyes shut as she braced for the slap. But then she realized the sharp sting of the blow never came. When she opened her eyes, she was stunned. Charlie, her useless son-in-law, had stepped in and blocked the man's hand. This just didn't compute. Her mind went blank for a second. Why was Charlie being so bold? Orville hadn't expected anyone to stand up for this awful woman. He asked coldly, "Who are you?" "You looking to die too?" Charlie gave a small smile. "Mr. Hudson, right? Do me a favor. You can beat this man next to me, but my mother-in-law you can't touch." Orville's face darkened. "This woman is your mother-in-law? What makes you think you're important enough for me to do you any favors?" As he said this, Orville's anger was rising. He was used to being respected by everyone in Orris Hill. But today he'd faced one insult after another. First, Fred had yelled at him. Then this disgusting woman had been chirping at his side. Now some young kid was jumping in and telling him what to do. He was the great Mr. Hudson. Who did these nobodies think they were, contradicting him like this? His rage boiled over, and he yelled to his men, "Kill this punk who clearly doesn't value his life!" Charlie just smiled faintly. "Hang on," he said. "I'll make a call and let the person on the other end talk to you." With that, he pulled out his phone and called Isaac Craven. The call connected immediately, and Isaac's respectful voice came through.
Mr. Wade, what can I do for you?
Charlie asked casually. "There's a man in Orville Hill named Orville. You know him?" Isaac laughed.
Mr. Wade, I know the name. People call him the underground king of Orville Hill, but really, he's just a small-time gangster.
After he spoke, Isaac added, "That punk knows I work for the Wade family, so he's always trying to suck up to me. He's hit me up a few times trying to get a meeting, but I've never given him the time of day." "Why, Mr. Wade, do you know him?" Charlie replied casually. "Well, right now, he wants to kill me." On the other end of the line, Isaac exploded. "What? Is he crazy? He has a death wish. How dare he mess with the young master? Where are you? I'll send someone over right now and take care of that piece of trash." Charlie said, "Just call him. You can tell him yourself." After he spoke, he handed the phone to Orville and said, "Here, it's for you." Orville looked skeptical. What was going on here? The kid didn't seem to be bluffing. But could he really have powerful connections? It didn't look like it. His clothes were cheap, probably not even worth $500 altogether. Even his phone looked like a budget model. What kind of backup could this guy possibly have? He was full of doubt. But Orville took the phone anyway and asked cautiously, "Hello? This is Orville Hudson. Who is this? You calling to back up this kid?" Through the phone, Isaac Craven's voice roared, "Orville, have you completely lost your mind? You dare to mess with my master? Believe me when I say this, I will have your entire family of 25 wiped out by tonight, and there won't even be a body left to bury." Orville recognized the voice. It was Isaac Craven, the very man he'd been desperately trying to get in good with. He said he'd messed with his young master? Could he mean this kid standing right in front of him? And the threat about his 25 family members, did that mean Isaac already knew everything about him? Isaac Craven was the face of the Wade family in Orville Hill. The Wade family's power was immense. For them, getting rid of him would be as easy as squashing an ant. The realization hit him like a ton of bricks. He started babbling, desperate to save himself. "Mr. Craven, please, don't be angry. This is all a huge misunderstanding. I and Mr.
You shut your mouth!" Isaac snarled. "Our young master's identity is a secret. If you so much as breathe a word of this, I'll make sure your family pays the price." Orville started shaking uncontrollably. He stammered, "Mr. Craven, I'm so sorry. I messed up." "I'll take care of this right away." Just a man like Isaac was someone he would grovel before. But the Wade family, the family this Mr. Charlie belonged to, was on a whole other level. They were so powerful he couldn't even comprehend it, a force he could only ever dream of looking up to. And now, he had gone and directly insulted the young master of the Wade family? He wasn't sure he was going to make it out of this alive. With that thought, Orville's eyes locked onto Charlie. His legs gave out from under him and he dropped to his knees. Trembling, he said, "Mr. Charlie, I'm sorry. I didn't know she was your mother-in-law. I was confused. I apologize. Please, forgive me." Everyone present was speechless. They watched as Orville actually got on his knees to apologize to Charlie, that loser? Even young Mr. White was nothing more than a beaten dog in front of Orville. But this guy made Orville drop to his knees. Who in the world was he? Orville's crew was just as terrified. Mr. Hudson was the king of the Orville Hill underworld. What kind of guy could possibly make him kneel like that? Charlie didn't actually want Orville dead.
After all, the man had threatened his mother-in-law, not him. Besides, if he was being completely honest with himself, watching his mother-in-law get taken down a notch was surprisingly satisfying. So he said to Orville, "I can forgive you this time, but you have to return my mother-in-law's money, with a profit." Orville couldn't believe his luck. He never expected Charlie to actually forgive him. He practically slammed his head on the floor in gratitude and blurted out, "Don't worry, I'll take care of it." With that, he immediately yelled at Harley Fitzpatrick, who was standing nearby. "Hurry up and handle it! Get it done, or I swear I'll break your other leg!" Elaine was completely stunned. Was this really her own useless son-in-law? Even the infamous Orville Hudson was on his knees for him? For a moment, Elaine felt like Charlie's whole image had grown larger in her eyes. He seemed powerful and completely unpredictable. Fred, his face still stinging from the slaps, was just as dumbfounded. Isn't Charlie supposed to be a total loser? Why was a guy like Mr. Hudson so afraid of him? Just then, Harley approached, his face pale, clutching a black briefcase. He went up to Elaine and said nervously, "Miss, your initial investment was $1.3 million, and the promised dividend was $200,000. That's a total of $1.5 million. Here is $2 million. The extra $500,000 is our apology. Please accept it." Elaine was floored. When did her useless son-in-law get this kind of power? Her investment was returned, the $200,000 dividend was returned, and they were giving her an extra $500,000 on top of that?
To know more, listen to the audio series Heir in Hiding, only on the Pocket FM app.